Hey guys, Graham and Kelly here. Hey, I got a question for you. In the midst of this pandemic, for whatever reason, you got to make a move, right? How do you choose the right real estate agent? Oh, Graham, I'm so glad you asked. That's what the video's about today. So thanks for tuning in.
Oh my! I never know how to follow you up when you do that.
I will
try.
It's easy.
Graham and I have been talking a lot about the real estate market lately. Of course, it's what we do. And when you live and work with your business partner, you end up talking about work a lot.
A lot. So awesome.
All the time. And the questions are changing. So we don't need to tell you the market's crazy, because it is. What we are talking a lot about, not so much is the market, but so not that people should sell, but how should they sell? How should this happen? What kind of skills does somebody need to be successful in helping a client get from I'd like to sell my home to here are the keys to my new home? Because it's a very different skill set than it was, a year ago or 2 years ago or prior to that. So we came up with a list of things that really should be a heavily weighted conversation with any realtor that you're interviewing right now about potentially listing your home. One of the first things we think is the most important is that they be a good listener. So this is a skills-based market. This is not a throw it on the MLS, get an offer, we'll look at some pretty houses, won't this be fun? This is about making a plan and executing on a plan to help you achieve your goals. So they need to be really good at listening to what you are looking to do. The next thing they have to talk to you about is their marketing plan. What is your marketing plan in a time where traditional marketing isn't available? We can't do open houses. We don't necessarily want to parade dozens and dozens of people through your home. What's your plan to effectively market my home so that I can get offers, so I can limit the number of people that are coming through, and ultimately I can get the price that I'm looking for? And then lastly, how are you going to keep me and my family safe? What is your protocol to keep the people within my household, and I don't care who that is, I don't care if that's you and your goldfish. What are you going to do to keep me safe through this process? Because like anything else that's happened in the last year, things can be done. Houses can be sold. We can travel. We can go to the grocery store. We can go to work. But there's a way to do it so that everybody stays safe and healthy. And the person that you're speaking to about listing your home should absolutely have a plan of attack to keep your health and safety at the forefront.
You hit it right on the head. I mean, and if whoever you're talking to, if they can't answer those questions, you need to talk to somebody else.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just, it's too big a deal right now to mess with that. So, yeah.
Well, and the realtors have a lot to say. I mean, it's a limited inventory market, right? So you have a lot of realtors competing for very few listings. And what we're finding is that they're all kind of going into the traditional grab bag of real estate marketing.
There's very low inventory. Prices are higher than they've ever been. If you don't sell now, you'll be missing out and you'll regret it forever. Don't get sucked into that.
You're smarter than that, guys. I mean, we don't need to tell you all of the reasons that now is a good time to sell for financial reasons. But in this market, it's as important how you sell as it is that you sell. And there's really 3 different phases of that process that need to be done in a different way. So we talked about the marketing beforehand, and it's really when you're in that marketing phase, what's your agent going to do to keep you safe and healthy? So are there ways to increase exposure but decrease foot traffic? Are there ways to get it in front of people without having those people traipsing through? Are there ways to make sure that only qualified buyers come through? We can guarantee you that our clients, we put a lot of not roadblocks, but hoops that people have to jump through before they get into the home. So we know once they come in that they're qualified, that they're interested. It streamlines the process to reduce the amount of people that come through. The next kind of step is offer collection, offer presentation and collection and acceptance. And your agent needs to make sure to keep you protected through that. So there are ways to build protections into it when you are accepting an offer to make sure that, great, I sold my house in record time, I got X amount over asking price, I got 800 offers, and it's a good thing I made so much money on it because I'm now moving into the Residence Inn because I have nowhere to go.
Right.
You don't want somebody that's going to do that to you. You want someone who's able to build in protections, and there's ways to do that during the offer collection process so that you know where you're going and you know you're not being moved out onto a park bench. And then the last part is the search for your next home. So either you're searching locally or maybe you're moving to another area. What is the plan of attack for that? So the same rules apply. You need to stay safe. You need to stay protected in that search and be able to write an offer and get it accepted so that you're not out there looking at a bunch of houses in and out of a lot of places. And what all of that boils down to, I feel, is creating and executing a plan. So your agent has to be able to say, this is what we're going to do to ensure your success, and then be really good at going about those steps to get it done. It's not we're going to leave it up to chance. It's not a very kind of like la-di-da thing. This is serious. It's always a serious thing when you're looking to buy or sell a home. It's especially so now as we have this extra layer of the pandemic involved. So your agent should be able to answer those serious questions about, how are you going to do this for me? How are you going to do it safely? How are you going to make sure I'm protected in more ways than one? Before you ever sign any kind of contract with them.
Sure, and it's never been more important to be on the same page with your realtor as it is now.
Totally.
You know, I mean, it's one of those things where listening is a skill. I mean, it's a really, really big skill, and there's a lot of noise, you know, and a lot of things can kind of get automatic, you know, like responses are automatic, but it's really crucial that your agent's listening to you right now, right? Yeah. And your comfort levels are being observed, and, you know, your goals for where you're going are being listened to. And just like Kelly said, there needs to be a plan for all of this. Yeah. So, you know, we understand that sometimes within this, within crazy times, good, bad, or otherwise, you need to make a move, right?
Or you want
to make a move, or it's the right time to make a move. You know, I think explore all of those options. If you'd like to see our plan, which we have, and I must say it's pretty killer. Give us a call, and we'd be happy to share that with you. And in the meantime, continue to stay safe. We are here for you, as always, as a resource, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.